Hello, this is Jamie Magritte. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. I actually cased a card that I had done a few years ago, but the element was one of those little wood or chipboard die cut leaves that you get in a little package. So let's get started here. I'm going to be using one ink pad, Night of Navy. You could use black if you'd rather. I figured I'm using all blue cardstock, so I'm going to use the blue ink. I have a piece of 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of white, and I am going to add a layer. I'm going to add a layer behind this layer here. I have my card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4, and that's the heavier weight. I have a piece of navy, Night of Navy, which is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. I have a strip for my sentiment, which is 1/2 inch by it's about 3 3/4 inches, but it can be whatever length you want it to be. I have a piece of white, which is 4 by 5 1/4 inches. I've already run it through the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. It was actually one that I'd run through the embossing folder previously for a different project, and it was left over. And here I have stitched rectangles, Balmy Blue, Pool Party, Pacific Point. This is the second largest of the long skinny set. And then I have this die here. I have 3 of them cut out of crumb cake, and that is from the Intricate Leaves dies. And I'm going to be running these through the Timber 3D embossing folder. And then I have the Welcoming Woods for the sentiment, because I wanted a long skinny sentiment. You could put a circle sentiment on there as well, which is what I had done on my previous one, but I thought this long skinny sentiment looked better. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and run these through the embossing folder. All I did was just put them in. Doesn't matter. I think I put them this way. Excuse me, sorry about that. So I'm just going to put these in here so that the grain runs a long way. You can do it either way. I don't think it would make much difference. I just thought it would look better this way. And then I'm going to run it through my embossing folder, and I'll be right, or my die cutting and emboss machine. And I'll be right back. Those run through my machine. Decide which side you want up. Alright. These aside. Okay, now let's bring in these. I'm bringing my liquid glue. I'm just going to put a little bit, I'm going to stack them on top of each other to make a more prominent or thicker piece that kind of resembles that wood one. And you don't need a lot of glue, just basically using the tip to push the glue around, just around the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to stack them on top of each other. That. And do it one more time. Okay, this one is going to get glued right on the top of this one, so let's go ahead and do that. Same way. I suppose you could put that adhesive sheet on the back of them. That would work as well. Just a wet glue person, I guess. Center that right on the top of there. Okay, now let's bring in this piece, 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to bring in this piece here, the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I'm going to mount this onto there. Which side do I want up? I don't think it much matters. They both are pretty neat. It's going to have the tiniest little border. I just thought I would like that a little bit better than the other way. Okay. Now I'm going to line these up. I'm going to put this one right across the center. And in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down. That's 2 3/4 by 4 3/4 inch. Okay, then this one is going to go right in the center. One of these on each side. Now you could glue them flat on, which is what I did on my original. But for this one, I popped up the outside ones. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to pop up the outside. A little bit more here. This end. Okay, so these are going to go on here like this. Figure out your placement. You're going to have about 1/4 of an inch or so, maybe 1/8 of an inch between each one. So go ahead and take the backs off of these, put those on. Here. I'll do the outside ones first, then I can get the center one even between those two. Okay, then this one's going to get glued down flat. Right in the middle. Okay, now I need to stamp my sentiment. This is 1/2 inch strip. It's about 3 3/4 inches long. And thank you for your kindness, Night of Navy Ink. These are getting in my way. Let's get them off my desk. Ink that up. I'm just going to tap it lightly. It's in a soft foam ink pad, so. And let's see. Yeah, pretty much centered on there. Very nice. Okay, now you can either just with your scissors cut a fishtail. I'm going to go ahead and cheat and use my tailored tag punch. I'm just going to cut a fishtail on this end. Okay. Now it's going to go across here like this. However, this is already popped up, so we just need some dimensional on this side. I'm going to actually bring in a pad because I actually need the dimensional. Okay. So I'm going to put one here on this end, right there. I'm going to put one here so it straddles that leaf. I'm going to put some wet glue on this end. Or snail, whichever you're more comfortable using. Line it up with the edge of this piece. Okay, then this is going to get mounted to the front of our card. It's still going to have a little bit of a border. There you go. There's the one we just made together with that extra layer there. I don't know if you can even see it. Here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you so much for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.